This time on SlickWorks, I'm going to be cutting out a rusty hole in the driver's side rear passenger footwell in my 79 Pontiac Grand Prix. Redneck engineering together a patch panel and welding it in. Well. That was fun. Got a few more holes in the floor, but that's okay. Hammer and dolly those, weld them up, no problem. There's should be enough meat on there. So what I was doing is I first used my 3-inch roll-lock disc to reveal where the little welds are here, which is this guy there. And then I took my candle bit. This is a candle bit. So that's a candle bit, or a spot weld bit. And I drilled them out and then went at it with a hammer and chisel to get off what was left of it. A few of them I can see right away. A few of them are going to be impossible to see. So the hammer and chisel is going to reveal where those are there. Man, this is driving me nuts. So the check strap is going in the door. And this door handle, every time I'm working and the door closes, it stabs me in the back. Yeah. Here's my new floor. What do you think? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What the hell was that?
But all the seat brackets are cut out. Yeah, floor is pretty crusty. Definitely blew some holes in it. There's the seat brackets. That's what I'm dealing with. Woo!
Wow.
So we just left IWE rear ends only in Burnaby. Picked up a brand new posi for the Grand Prix for Chucky, and I learned something. So Colin, who works there, he's like, don't bring this inside. And I was like, why? So my wife doesn't see it? And he's like, no, the additive that they put in for the posi smells like cat pee. And he says it'll soak into your walls, you'll never be able to get the smell out, don't bring it inside your house. So okay, all right, did not know that. Good to know. So we have brand new Yukon gear posi with some oil and additive. We have a new starter motor. We got 2 shocks, oil pan gasket. We got new wheel cylinders for both sides, new seals, new bearings, a line wrench because I didn't have a line wrench, new shoes, and then this is my idea for, because I have a hydro e-brake over there, so that was supposed to go in, but the car's got drum brakes, not you know, calipers and rotors. So what we're doing here is I'm running this cable off the parking brake cable actually. So I got some clamps, and so I'm going to get it nice and tight. And then if it starts to loosen off as the shoes get worn out, I'm putting this turnbuckle in there so that I can just reach underneath, loosen off these 2 little 10 mils, and then wind it tight again. Back in the shop. It's been a while. The car looks a lot different than last time. It's funny, actually, when I started working on this car, like the first thing that I did is start to cut the floor out of the car, but now we're making progress with a lot of different things. So now I'm getting back to cutting the floor out just because I really want to see that roll cage in it. I think that would be pretty sweet. So let's get back to that. Now we have a sizable hole in the floor. So now I just got to put that sheet metal into that hole. And we are back, and my phone actually died, and in that time I've been struggling with my welder, but the floor pan is in, sort of. Yeah, so I pounded it roughly into shape, and then anywhere there was an overlap, don't mind the weld's difficulties, anywhere there was an overlap, I just made a relief cut, so there's a spot to weld up. So yeah, this floor is in here, it is rock solid, and welded up, and it's actually, you know, kind of a decent shape too. It doesn't dip down like the factory one, but I figured we'd just bring it all the way here because we don't know where our seat mounting points are going to be. I'm going to clean this thing up, give it a spray. Presto Fluoro. This SEM European texture rubberized gravel guard, this stuff is the best. You change the texture depending on how far you are, you go way back and it looks beautiful and chunky and awesome, and yeah, I love it. For a race car, it's absolutely perfect. Perfect. I'm going to bed. It is almost 2 in the morning. Almost 2 in the morning. Before I wrap the episode, I wanted to show you guys this. So I went to a local swap meet and found there's 2 wide tires, 2 skinnier tires, but they're white letter tires, great condition, like basically brand new. The rear tires are actually brand new, as you can tell from that there. That would obviously be worn off. So tire shops want $285 plus tax per tire. So we're talking $1,200 for this stack that we see in front of us, right? I walk up to this old guy at the trade show, and there's other guys looking at just these 2 tires, and they're like, "How much for this?" And the old guy's like, "Oh, I'll take $300 for those 2." So I walk up with Elsie and Chevy, you know, young dad, 2 little kids, and I say, "Hey, I want this stack. How much for all 4 of them?" The guy looks at me and he thinks about it for a second, and he says, "You could have all 4 for $400. Done. So we got a backup set of tires. These are going to be, I'm going to paint another set of wheels, and these are going to be sitting in the Grand Prix where the back seat was. They're coming to Florida just in case. Better safe than Surrey. And that's a wrap for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you liked it, hit the like button. And this is your call to action to hit that subscribe button. I'm leaving to drive this thing to Florida in September, and I'm hoping to get 10K subs by then. Hopefully, I don't know. It's a big ask, but with your help, we can do it. Thanks for watching. Bye.